Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has a bold new plan. And by bold, we mean financially ambiguous enough to make your tax accountant sweat through a Kevlar vest. Zelensky, in his hoodie and high-stakes ensemble, is now politically demanding Western democracies to dig through their GDP piggy banks and fork over 0.25% of their national output. Why, you might ask? Well, to boost Ukraine's weapons production. That's right, not for humanitarian aid, not for infrastructure, for more bombs. Now that may sound small, it's just 0.25%. But in GDP terms, it's no loose change under NATO's couch cushion. Let's do the math here. The US GDP is $27 trillion. 0.25% of that is still $67.5 billion. That's enough for Ukraine to buy a fleet of F-35s. And before you say, oh come on, he's just asking, let's be clear. Zelensky's diplomacy has slowly moved away from please help us survive to we'll send you an invoice in euros or TAs, which is a nice way of saying we're not just fighting Russia anymore, we're franchising. Because under Ukraine's new plan, Build with Ukraine, they don't just want your money, they want to open weapons factory in your backyard. Yes, Ukraine is now an international arms startup. The Uber of war will make missiles, you just host the warehouse. Now critics are saying this is all getting a bit too cozy with military industrial complex. But let's be honest, when was it ever complex? The formula is pretty simple. Big problems plus bigger guns equals someone gets rich. Of course, NATO allies are already spending record amount on defense. Some like Poland and Baltics are treating their budgets like doomsday prepping spreadsheet. This appeal comes ahead of the upcoming NATO summit in The Hague, where countries will debate whether to raise their defense spending to 5% of the GDP. Because apparently we've graduated from defense budgets to Cold War starter packs. Now back to the bigger picture. Ukraine wants to fight back, not just with donated weapons, but with its own hormone arsenal. A war effort that's made in Ukraine, or at least co-produced with Lithuania, and parts made in Belgium, and moral support from Sweden? Will this plan work? Will Western governments pony up? And will Raytheon finally get loyalty rewards card plan going? All of these are valid questions. For now, Zelensky has made one thing very clear. Ukraine isn't just asking for survival anymore. It's asking to scale. I'm Shivangi and you've been watching Newsroom.